Pretty good debut year for a guy who had never run a college program, 9 wins and a division title. There were people wondering, what's Jim Mora going to do in college? You were telling me last night you strongly prefer this now and don't look to ever go back to the NFL.
That's true. You know, I love my time in the NFL, and it provided a lot for myself and my family, but college football for me is where it's at. You know, I love the connection to the kids. I love being on a campus and cheering for other teams. You know, I'm lucky to be at this great school, and I hope I can stay there forever.
What is it about the college game that you like?
Well,
recruiting is so different from what you're used to.
Yeah, I mean, recruiting is a challenge, but I like that challenge. But I like being able to plug into the kids' lives. You know, in pro football, it's a business. It's a great business, and there's some great people in it, and the players are great people. But they're a little bit, the concrete's hardened on who they are. Their personalities are a little bit more formed. They have other things in their lives. You know, they've moved through the college ranks, and they're professionals now. In college, these kids need you. You know, you got to help them become the men that their parents want them to become. Mm-hmm. That's a responsibility you take on when you go in and recruit them. You have to make sure that they're making progress academically. You have to make sure that they have a path for success beyond football, because, you know, having spent so much time in the NFL, I understand the likelihood of these guys going on and playing pro football, although all of them want to, and having success and earning enough money to make it a career is minute. So I've got to impress upon them the importance of taking care of business, taking advantage of this amazing opportunity they have at UCLA to earn a degree, get an education, network, and have a future off the football field.
One guy that NFL personnel people is going to have a big future on and off the field is Brett Hundley, your quarterback. You'd like to keep him at least a couple more years, but
forever.
He has all the tools.
We're going to turn that to an NFL deal. We're going to sign him to a long-term contract, and he's just going to stay forever.
This is a conference with a great tradition and a history of quarterbacks and a pretty good crop this year, but would you trade your guy for anybody in the country for what you want to do offensively?
No, I wouldn't trade Brett Hundley for anybody in the country. I love Brett Hundley. I think that he's a great football player. He's a better person. He's a great ambassador for UCLA. I think he's going to be a great ambassador for college football. He's big, he's fast, he's strong, he's physical. As you can see here, he can make every single throw. He can run it. He's smart. He's a great leader. I mean, look at him running the football right there. He's everything you want in a quarterback. He's everything you want in a leader. We're going to have him for a few more years, hopefully, before he goes on to the next level. But what a great kid. I wouldn't trade him for anybody.
You have some thinness at other areas, including secondary, where you had to dismiss a player, and then you suffered an injury. Dietrich Riley had to actually retire because of persistent shoulder problems. So you have 0 starters back in the secondary in the Pac-12.
And this run league that we're in the Pac-12. No, we've got some concerns in the secondary. We lost all 4 starters, either to graduation or, as you said, the dismissal. But we've got some really good young players coming in, and they're going to have to develop quickly. And they're going to have a lot of chances to, because the ball is in the air in that conference. And so, you know, it's on us to just push them as hard as we can, put the pressure on them, help them develop, and then throw them out there and let them play. You know, if you recall, when Ronnie Lott was a rookie in the NFL with Dwight Hicks and Fuller and, you know, what was it? I can't remember the nickname, but they went to the Super Bowl with 4 starting defensive backs who were rookies. So there is precedent for having success with young guys playing in the secondary as long as they're talented, motivated, and coached up.
You've got a precedent for everything. That's a reach, but
well, that's
like
because I'm so old.
Yeah. Well, one of the things the Pac-12 is also known for is tough non-conference schedules. Take a look at the opponents for some of the Pac-12 schools. You have a game at Nebraska, but they'll be looking to pay you back for last year's game. But this is as challenging a slate of games as any conference faces. Then you get into the league and you face both of the powers from the north, Stanford and Oregon, in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, that's fun, huh? No, you know
why the challenge? You said you'd schedule more tough games if you could.
Because I love to compete, and I know the players that I'm fortunate to coach love to compete. I mean, that's what they are. They're competitors. They want to play against the best so they can demonstrate who they are. You know, everyone talks about the strength of our schedule. It is a tough schedule, and it'll be a great challenge. And, you know, we have a lot of things that we have to overcome this year to have the success that we want to have. But we like it that way. You know, we don't want it easy. If you're a competitor, you don't want to take the easy way. And I think for me, for these players, for their growth as men, you know, facing these challenges at this time of their life is great for them. You know, going to Stanford and going to Oregon and having to play, like you said, those 2 powers from the north on the road back to back. I mean, what a great opportunity. You know, I sound like I'm full of it. Okay,
Well, you're
maybe
spinning
I'm trying to
it. I don't know
talk.
if you're fully, but
well,
you're
you know, I've
spinning it
said
pretty well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's how you have to look at it. You've got to look at it. You can't say, oh goodness, we got to go play Oregon, then we got to play Stanford or Stanford and Oregon. I don't even know how they fall. You got to say, hey man, what a great chance. What if we can go up there and beat these two teams? Are you kidding me? What an opportunity, man. We burst on the national stage. So that's how I'm going to sell it.
I can see
Are
why
you
your guys
buying?
would be fine. I'm buying a little bit of it,
Okay.
but I'm older than your players. I think some with the playoff on the way are scheduled tougher for a strategic advantage, perhaps. That's not part of it. It just you'll have to compete and go after these teams.
You know
luck with
what?
that. We'll talk at the end of the season.
To be the best, you got to beat the best.
All right. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Jim Mora, year 2 at the Bruins. High expectations again in the South.